Welcome aboard. We're at sea with the USS Nimitz, among the nation's most powerful warships and its oldest aircraft carrier. I'm going to give you a full tour on this week's Beat Blast. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to this edition of the Beat Blast, sponsored by the Admiral Theater. The USS Nimitz has been providing 1,100 feet of sovereign U.S. territory anywhere in the world since 1975. Since about 1987, the Nimitz has often called Bremerton home. But the crew will tell you that there are challenges of coming in and out of Bremerton through Rich Passage and wider Puget Sound.
Pretty much anywhere carriers go in the continental United States, it's one of the most complex evolutions to get a ship in and out of port, and Bremerton particularly. So it's just a very narrow passage to take such a large ship through, and the currents can be pretty tricky as well, so we make sure that we're going through at a time when those aren't going to push us into any shoal water. And then it's almost 180 degrees. It's, taking a very large ship and flipping a U-turn in a very narrow stretch of water. So just like in your car, you have GPS. So we have GPS on the ship that tells us where we are in relationship to the Earth. And then we also have bearing takers who are looking at actual physical points on the land and making sure what the GPS is saying is exactly what's true and where we are. So when the land's close to us is when we can use radar to help fix our position. Well, we have the best view, so we can always see outside. That really helps, especially when we get high seas like you saw on the transit. But I really like the team aspect of it. So the people I get to work with, seeing everybody every day upstairs, ready to get us moving in the direction we need to be as a team.
The USS Nimitz came out of the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard in 2018 following more than a year of work and overhaul, getting ready to once again answer the call for its country. This mission could take it anywhere in the world, and the crew's age is remarkably young. We're talking about sailors who average about 24 years of age among a crew that will swell to more than 5,000 people when the full complement of the air wing is on board.
The average sailor on here in our department, in our 600 person department, is 18 to 21. So we got a lot of young folks who are in charge of multi-million dollar equipment and aircraft. A lot of personnel had never been out to sea before, and each stage of this game, of this process, the crew is getting more and more proficient. Wherever America will want us to go, we're gonna go out there, and if we have to showcase our power, then so be it. We'll be ready to do that.
The mostly young men and women that man this ship are highly motivated. They look after one another. They work really, really hard, and they really enjoy what they do. And they're proud when they do it well, and they know what's at stake as well. They know what it means to serve in the military, in the Navy, and on an aircraft carrier in particular, and the expectations that come with that from the people we serve. That is to be, quite frankly, to be the best in the world at what we do.
As you might imagine, it takes a lot of resources to power the USS Nimitz, including the dozens of planes that call this flight deck home. The effort is nothing short of Herculean, and there's a reason they call it a floating city.
Nimitz is special because she's the first in her class, and she's a 45-year-old ship, still as combat capable as she was on day one. The teamwork that our sailors come together from all walks of life to make this warship what she is.
So we go through 45 5-gallon containers of milk every day, and that's a lot of milk. So the government gives us about $11 per person per day. We have 5,000 people on board, so we're right around $2 million a month at sea of food consumed. You're talking 5,000 sailors you touch each and every day. When we go out there, it's hot, it's humid, it's hard work. If we're able to take care of one more person, make them smile, and make them feel a little bit better, that's what our job is.
Our final story on the Nimitz today is brought to you by the award-winning Silver City Brewery, voted 2019's Mid-Size Brewery of the Year. Drills that I got to see included general quarters, where the crew came together to conduct damage control. I also got to see a refueling in which a USNS ship came on side in what's known as Gasoline Alley and refilled the USS Nimitz supply of JP5, or the jet fuel that the dozens of planes that will be on the flight deck soon will use.
So this morning we replenished the ship with some JP5 fuel. So approximately 1.5 million gallons of JP5, which is the blood of the fleet. We got 2 sets of hoses that come to the ship, and they pump in some JP5 onto all the tanks that we have throughout the ship and the 8th deck of the ship. So my division, the B4 division, is the mighty grapes on the ship, so they ensure that all the fuel that is on the ship stays on the ship and it doesn't get accidentally discharged off the ship. They also fuel the aircraft, so all that JP5 goes to the aircraft to ensure that the aircraft go do their mission and come back safely and get some more fuel.
That's our show for this week. Special thanks to the USS Nimitz for inviting me on board for what was an incredible experience at sea. Thanks also to our sponsors, and again, a special thanks as always to you who subscribe to the Kitsap Summit. We could not do this without you. See you next time.